Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Listen Closely. I am your host, Bobbi, and this week we are joined by John.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
I mean, it's going.
Yeah.
We just got full of turkey and
Oh, it was so good. And ham.
all the sides and all. It was
delicious.
Amazing. But hey, guess what?
What is that?
It is episode 12 of season 3.
Yeah. Last episode of the season.
The very last. I mean, like, it's not the last one ever, and we're not taking breaks or anything. I mean, if you haven't heard my other shows, we don't take breaks.
Right. There's too much stuff going on for us to take breaks.
Yep. So it's just 12 is a lot easier number to deal with than, other
89.
Yeah, 52 or
Yeah.
It's just a lot easier.
Absolutely.
Real quickly, let's talk about the things that are going on in a couple days. You have
Let's see. So we have the Christmas in the Big Thicket.
right.
We have the Deck the Halls of Horror in downtown Silsbee. Jason's coming back again. He's going to do a very merry haunt this year. It's going to have, all the things that you enjoy with Christmas, but in a little spookier fashion. So y'all come down. It's 185 East Avenue H in downtown Silsbee, Texas. Y'all come check out the Halls of Horror. You can go now on thehallsofhorror.com. Make sure you put thehallsofhorror.com and get your tickets. The tickets are $10, or you can do the VIP tickets and skip the line for $15. Y'all check it out, thehallsofhorror.com, or go to the Halls of Horror Facebook page. Check them out. It's going to be a great time. Remember, December 11th at 7 p.m.
And if you don't know their Facebook page, I share their stuff all the time.
Yeah.
On my Facebook, I share their stuff. So you can find them. And Jason's doing an amazing job. He was so good for Halloween. And I can't wait to see the Christmas thing, because this is the first year he's doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that.
He's wanted to do it for a couple of years, but this is the first year he actually has time to do it, so he's going to do it.
Yeah, I remember it being talked about last year, but this year's the year, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Speaking of excitement, I have been putting this off for 3 seasons now, going into 4.
So, full disclaimer here, I've been waiting on her to do this exact episode.
And this isn't going to be the only episode on it, because, we can revisit this certain thing, over and over and over again. And if you don't know what I'm talking about the one, the only, the legendary Bigfoot.
Or Sasquatch.
Yeah, he
has
a bunch of names. Whatever you want to call
him. So I learned, just real quick, 2 Indian names for him.
Okay.
I was really proud of myself. The Lumai tribe, which if you don't know where they are from the Oregon area, the northwest region of Washington State and Oregon and places like that.
So places you typically would think Bigfoot's at, okay.
So they call their local version of Bigfoot, they call him Tissimequis.
Never heard that one.
Yeah. Or you can talk to the Iroquois, which we all know about. Iroquois, which is the Northeast, North America, up there where Nebraska and places of that nature is. So the Iroquois would call him Otneyarhe, which means stone giant.
Okay.
Or they also called him Genosqua. So
that sounds a little fancier.
It almost sounds kind of French.
Yeah, I feel like he's going to have a little handlebar mustache and be like, wee wee.
Yeah. But I was looking through the notes and stuff, and I found those, and I was like, I have to learn how to say them. So I got on the translator thing, and it taught me how to say them.
Around here, we just call him Bigfoot, Skunk Ape, the Folk Monster, the Sabine thing, the Cattle Lake Monster, the Wild Man, I think is one that they've called him.
Right.
The Honey Island Swamp Monster.
Yeah, Honey Island Swamp Monster. That's the one I grew up hearing about.
There's just so many names for the same dude, or same creature, actually.
At the end of the day, you can either call him real or you can call him fake. So which one is it?
We all know where I stand, or else I wouldn't be talking about things like this.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your Bigfoot.
My Bigfoot.
Or what you believe.
Okay. Well, I do believe that there is obviously creatures that we are still finding about to this day. I agree. Even looking in the ocean, we have not even explored half of the ocean. We've barely touched the surface of the own ocean. And, they're still finding, hidden tribes of people and new animals in the Amazons. So, I think it is very plausible that even a monster who could be possibly, 7, 8, 9 feet tall, as some witnesses say, I think, he could actually be hiding. And I know a lot of people are like, but surely there'd be a body by now, or surely there would be something.
Right.
Technically, we do have those some things. We have the hair, we have the footprints, we have, the cast impressions of hands and stuff. We have eyewitness accounts. Yes, there might not be a body per se, but I mean, there could be a lot of things to explain why.
Okay. All right. So stop the presses. I believe that Bigfoot exists on one reason alone.
Okay.
And you probably have already heard about this, the Gigantopithecus.
Okay.
So there was an ape that crossed the Bering Land Bridge to the Americas from China in that region.
Right.
Okay. It was called the Gigantopithecus. If I'm pronouncing that right, if I'm not, I'm sorry.
We'll just say, yeah, you are.
Yeah. They have these, these markings. They have teeth. They have jawbones. They have femurs, all from this one ape-like creature. Okay. They know that this thing existed. Why could it not be the relative of this certain creature?
So basically, like, he's kind of like the missing link to that,
Correct.
to the Bigfoot itself.
Correct.
Okay.
That's why I believe it. They never came out and said, "Hey, this isn't Bigfoot himself." They just said this certain species of primate has a lot of identifiable characteristics that the Bigfoot has.
Okay.
So I believe what happened is, obviously with any creature, with any animal you come across, it adapts to its surroundings.
Right.
All right. So I believe that this species came over across the land bridge from the Bering Strait.
Okay.
And they split. Some of them went to like the colder area, which is where you get the Yeti from.
Abominable snow.
Abominable snow. Yeah, all those creatures.
Yowie.
Yes.
Something.
Some came to Middle America where you have, the Sasquatch. And then some came down here where you have Bigfoot or what was it?
Skunk ape.
The skunk ape from Florida.
Sabine Pass.
Yeah.
The Sabine thing.
But yeah.
Island Swamp Monster.
I think that could definitely happen.
Yeah, they're like all animals do it, and humans do it.
Polar bears.
Apes do it. Yeah, polar bears. They adapted.
Like they all do it.
It makes sense.
But that's my theory right there.
And you're probably wondering, why are we not talking about a very specific instance or story? Because normally we have like a very specific account to tell you. With Bigfoot, it's a little bit harder, and that's why I've delayed it for so long, is because you have so many accounts from all over the place, and it's kind of like which one's real and which one's just like, hey, I saw a Bigfoot. It's really hard to tell the real ones from the fake ones.
Right. And that's something to be said because, like, for example, there are shows out there. There are literally television shows that some of the television shows go out and find people who claim to have had a encounter with Bigfoot, and they're completely full of crap. And then some of them come out and you're like, maybe.
Kind of like the ghost shows is the same thing. Like the ghost shows, they come out and it's like, okay, we know this is full of crap, but then some other ones you're like, hold on, like that might make sense.
And so it's very hard to nail down one specific story that says, okay, well, this is what we're talking about today.
However,
there's thousands of them.
We do know that Bigfoot has been sighted a lot in East Texas.
It has indeed.
Actually, East Texas has the highest sightings in Texas, like in the whole state of Texas. East Texas, aka the Piney Woods, or the Big Thicket, which makes sense, has the most sightings.
I actually know where one is right now.
Me too.
Yeah.
He is actually right here in Silsbee. We are telling the truth. We have a photo.
Yes, we have a photo standing next to him.
Photo evidence. Actually, we posted it already. So if you haven't looked on all my social accounts, you should probably go look at those at HTT. Listen closely, because we have photo evidence of a Bigfoot here in our town.
Yeah. Thank you, Ice House Museum, for, allowing that to be there. So what it is it's a Sasquatch / Bigfoot that they made out of nothing but recyclables. Anyways, but it's really cool. Y'all should go by, check it out, take a picture with it.
Check out the Ice House on Facebook. I share their stuff all the time. We're going to probably have some pictures of us, with some of the exhibits, just as a, hey, we talked about this.
Absolutely.
But this Bigfoot also has some furry friends.
He does.
He's got like 3 of them.
Skunk. Isn't there a skunk?
There's a raccoon.
A raccoon. That's what it is.
A possum, I believe. And I don't remember the other one. I think it might have been another raccoon.
I think it was a mom like a baby raccoon.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is cool. Definitely go check him out. I do know that Jefferson holds the annual Bigfoot conference.
They do.
That yes. I'm very upset that I couldn't go to this year.
It's in October, right?
It's usually in October.
Okay.
We were so busy in October that I missed it. And I was like, I'm going this year. Like, this is it. So next year.
She was so serious about it. She was like, I'll leave you at home and I'll go myself.
Right.
She didn't care.
Which, if you don't know, Jefferson is the Bigfoot capital of Texas.
Yeah.
They have there's a nature trail there that has like a big Bigfoot in the beginning. And then you go through the trail and then they've hidden I want to say 5 others within that trail.
Oh, that's
And he's
cool.
just hidden within that trail that you have to see if you can see all of them. So that's kind of cool. I saw that and I was like, ooh, I want to do that. And we were at Jefferson and we didn't do that trail.
Right.
We just kind of real quickly walked around, and it has a lot of ghost stories too.
Yeah.
But we talked to one of the locals and he said, because we asked him, about this Bigfoot conference and Bigfoot in general, have you seen one? Do you know anybody that's seen one? And he said, well, if you ask the old timers, they'll tell you yes, that Bigfoot is here.
Yeah.
But if you ask the young ones, no, because they're too busy looking at their phones.
Right.
But yeah, so that's Jefferson, which is not very far from us.
No.
That's a day trip. It's 4 or 5 hours.
Somewhere in there.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, not bad at all.
And then the road that we went to, Bragg Road,
yes,
has some sightings within that.
Mm-hmm.
There have been a few sightings. Again, I don't want to say any in particular because I don't know which ones are just for clout or if they're real. Are they fact or cap, as the kids say these days?
Fact or cap?
Yeah.
What is cap short for?
You're just pulling the wool over our eyes, basically.
Oh, okay.
But there have been plenty of hunters and, just outdoorsy people that have said that they've seen it.
Right. And there have been people in my personal life who say, hey, I believe it, or I've seen something to the nature of a Bigfoot. And these are people that, I respect and I believe, and I know that, they're not just going to come up to me for any random reason and say, hey, I saw Bigfoot, and lie about it.
Yeah.
There's
kind of a taboo against Bigfoot too.
Yeah.
So some people, you say, hey, I've seen Bigfoot, or hey, there's Bigfoot, I believe in it. There's this kind of taboo of, oh, you believe in Bigfoot?
Yeah. So you said that there are a lot around, there are a lot of stories around this area.
Right.
And you mentioned in the beginning, when you were mentioning the names of them, the Honey Island Swamp Monster.
Yes.
So you also mentioned Bragg Road, which that's right there in that same region. Which
is right there in the Big Thicket National Reserve.
Which, if I was a Bigfoot, that's probably where I would live.
It could also be, look, if we're going to conspiracy town, it could be a cover-up. The government knows there's Bigfoots there, which is why they have that reserve,
right,
air quotes, to kind of help hide the fact.
Not only that, but what is the one thing you cannot do in the Big Thicket Preserve? You cannot hunt. So you can't bring guns into it, which means a Bigfoot would be safe. So he knows. He's like, yeah, I'm going to stay over here. These guys can't kill me over here. But that's what would make sense to me. That's why I said it would be the perfect place for you.
But this whole area, if you don't know, or if you don't live in East Texas, because I know I have some overseas listeners, which is amazing, by the way. Yeah. Thank you. But if you don't live in this area, it is dense forest. You can have a little town and then dense forest right next to it.
It is. The Big Thicket Preserve is probably one of the most amazing things you'll ever see in your life.
And it's so diverse.
You can get so lost in it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, and it's beautiful. Every bit of it, from picket line to picket line, is just absolutely gorgeous. Especially my favorite part, of course, is the actual forest part of it. And it is, we always talk about if the trees could talk, what they've seen. Man, that is just gorgeous. If you ever get a chance, go to the Big Thicket National Preserve. You won't regret it.
If you can't, there's always Google Earth.
Yeah.
I've done it where, I Google mapped and went somewhere. Just doing that and just seeing, you'll just see green, a sea of green. And that's all the pine trees that we still have. It is amazing. It's in the middle of that sea is just a little dot, and that's the town.
Yeah, and they'll just be all over the place.
So it makes sense that a Bigfoot could be here.
Yeah, it does. I'm not going to negate that fact.
if you have a story, because again, I'm not really specifically going into stories right now, because I'm actually going to try and get some working ins and getting some people on the show for later on. But if you have seen a Bigfoot, let me know. Message me on my Facebook. Message me on Instagram. Email me, httlistenclosely@gmail.com. You know, like, I don't have to say your name. If you're one of those that you don't want your buddies to know that you've seen one or you've, experienced something, I will leave your name out.
Yeah.
I will leave out everything I possibly can to where you cannot be identified.
So you were talking about, the Bigfoot and how they can reach you. So you told them your email, which, like I'll say once again, is httlistenclosely@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Or they can go to your Facebook page.
Right.
Or what else?
Instagram.
Do you have a TikTok?
I have a TikTok, but I don't think you message on TikTok. I mean, you can, but you have to be like contacts or something.
Okay.
I don't really know how TikTok works as far as messaging wise, but you can comment.
Email, Facebook, Instagram. She's got all three of those. And all of them are the same thing, right? HTT Listen Closely. That's all you got to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's simple enough.
That's simple. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible so I can be reached.
Right. And like she said, maybe you have a Bigfoot story from around here.
I know there are plenty of hunters around. Hunting season is in full swing, by the way, right now.
Yeah.
So there's got to be some hunters out there. Let me know.
Right. And don't be scared. Like I said, if you want to keep it anonymous, we'll keep it anonymous.
Yeah. And I will be posting. Like I said, we're going to be doing this several times. I know I've been promising Bigfoot for 3 seasons now, and it's the end of the 3rd. And I'm finally talking about them, but I'm not really giving any specifics. I can post a article. It's an older article about an encounter that one of the newspapers ran. I didn't talk about it just because it's kind of like it's hard to find, and then it was hard to really read. So I had to read somebody else tell that story. So that's why I was like, because it's kind of third person. Like, I'm reading somebody who read the article.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I can clip it in there. It was a newspaper. I tried to find it, couldn't find it. I'm sure if I kept digging, I can and read it for myself.
Okay.
But yeah, there's plenty of, things like that. Finding Bigfoot was in the area. That's that popular show. I can link the episode so you can look for it yourself. The folk monster, there's the Legends of Boggy Creek movie.
Right.
That happened in Arkansas, but I mean, that's just a stone throws away from Jefferson.
Yeah, it's not too far.
So, I mean, and that's one of the main things that they talk about in Jefferson is the folk monster.
Right.
I'll show the poster of the movie, I'll do everything I can to give you as much as possible so you can be right along with us. We can start doing, hey, if you want a Bigfoot group, let me know. We will get the ball rolling and we'll start to get some people to get around. There were a couple conferences. Again, there was the Jefferson one, which is just the Bigfoot conference.
Right.
There was another conference that, because of the pandemic, they haven't really been doing anything. I think they're going to be in full swing. I will link everything I possibly can.
Yeah. And you were talking about, the Boggy Creek. Isn't there also a conference up there somewhere? In Texarkana or somewhere in Arkansas right there?
They have
like a mini conference or something?
The folk town
Yeah.
itself has, at the high school, they'll have a conference.
Okay.
So, I mean, there are plenty, especially right there are plenty.
Right.
And then, like I said, there's one that used to be in Huntsville, I believe.
Yeah.
They've now moved it to another location. But, again, the pandemic just kind of messed with them a little bit. But they're about to go back in full swing next year.
Awesome.
So I'll be linking all these different places.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you are out in the woods, make sure you do one thing.
What's that?
Listen closely.